Example number 2, find the solution of 1 minus 8 all over x minus 5 is equal to 3 all over x. Step number 1, we need to write the given original equation. And then, after we write the given equation, we need to find for our LCD or least common denominator. Identify all the denominators that we have in the given equation. X minus 5 and x. After we write our denominators, let's factor them out. X minus 5 cannot be factored anymore. We will just write x minus 5. And x is just a variable. We will not factor this. We write x. And then identify common factors. As you can see, we don't have any common factors here. Therefore, there is no need for us to divide out any common factor. We proceed with the last step, which is to get the product of their factors. We have x times x minus 5. Therefore, our least common denominator is x times x minus 5. Step number 3, we need to multiply each of our equations by the least common denominator. Let's write x times x minus 5 times 1 minus 8 all over x minus 5. We also multiply our LCD with the other side of the equation. X times x minus 5 multiplied by 3 over x. We apply our distributive property of multiplication here. That will be x times x minus 5 times 1 is x times x minus 5 minus x times x minus 5 times 8 all over x minus 5 is equal to x times x minus 5 times 3 all over x. As you can see in here, we do have common factors, so we can just divide this out. X minus 5 divided by x minus 5 is equal to 1. So we divide that out. We write x times x minus 5 minus x times 8 is 8x is equal to x and x are common factors, so we can divide this out. X divided by x is equal to 1. And we have 3 times x minus 5. Step 4 and step 5, which is to simplify and solve for our solution. Apply distributive property of multiplication here. X times x is x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Minus 8x is equal to, we also apply distributive property of multiplication. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. We simplify it further. These two are common terms, so we combine them. Negative 5x minus 8x is negative 13x. We write x squared minus 13x is equal to 3x minus 15. Negative 13x and 3x are also common terms, so we combine them by subtracting 3x to both sides of our equation. 3x minus 3x here will be equal to 0, so let's cancel that out. We have negative 15 equals, bring down x squared. Negative 13x minus 3x is negative 16x. Now we move this constant to the other side of the equation. by adding 15 to both sides of our equation. 15, negative 15 plus 15 is 0, so we cancel it out. That's equal to 0. 16x and 15 are different terms, so you cannot combine them. We just rewrite them. X squared minus 16x plus 15 is equal to 0. As you can see, we have arrived with an example of quadratic equation. Therefore, we will be having two values of our solutions. We can find our solution here by using quadratic formula, completing the square, or we just factor them out, is equal to 0. Think of factors of 15 that will give us 16 when we add them. We have 15 times 1. Factors of x squared is x and x. Now we think of the signs. Since we have positive here, both of them should be negative, because negative 15 times negative 1 is equal to positive 15, and negative 15 added to negative 1 is negative 16. Let's continue to find the value of our solution. So I will write it here. We have x minus 15. Let's equate it to 0. And x minus 1, equate it to 0. To solve for our solution, we need to add 15 to both sides of our equation. Therefore, this cancels out. X is equal to 0 plus 15 is positive 15. This is the value of our first solution. Let's solve for the value of our second solution. We add 1 to both sides of the equation. This is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 plus 1 is positive 1. Our solutions are x is equal to 15 and x is equal to 1.